Hello and welcome. My name's Juliana. I'm going to guide you through a 45-minute hour all yoga practice today. So we'll get started. If you have any props that you like to have around, perhaps there's a block or you have something at home like a pillow or cushion that you can use just in case. We're going to start off in child's pose today. So you can choose to take your knees wide, toes together, or you can take your knees together and come into what they call rock pose. So extending your arms forward for a wide knee child's pose, feeling that space between the brow connect with the mat. And close down your eyes and begin to settle into your breath, allowing the hips to be heavy and the heart to melt. Begin just by noticing where your breath is at today. If there's any feelings of restriction in the breath, we're beginning to dissolve those feelings of resistance towards the floor. So dissolving our thoughts, our tensions, just like water coming down and soaking into the earth. Grounding the mind, grounding our energy. And I'm going to bring a count into the breath today. We'll start with a count of 5. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 6 now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last time, breathing in all the way from the bottom of your lungs, filling to the top. And letting go nice and easy. Inviting the breath to become long and smooth. Breathing fully but without force. Creating a little intention for the practice today. Intention today is finding the balance between our strength and our softness. In this practice, we'll move through a nice balance of strengthening and restorative postures. So we're finding a seed of deep peace amidst our strength, and finding a seed of our strength amidst our relaxation, our calm. Using the breath, listening for the breath, allowing it to remind us of the stillness that is inherent within every moment, every movement. Feel free to modify as you need to. We're going to slowly shift up into tabletop position. Drawing the knees underneath the hips, planting the palms beneath your shoulders. Flare the fingers out wide, and we'll glide right into cat-cow, breathing in to lengthen the spine, lower the belly. Exhale to tilt the tail and hollow the belly. Follow your breath for a few more. Moving at your own pace. And just paying attention to all the sensations that arise in the body. And coming back to center, we'll start with a subtle flexion of the spine side to side. And then we'll sway the hips deep to the left, back to the heels, to the right and forward. Allowing the femur bones to massage the hip sockets. Just one more round in this direction. You can undulate your head around if you like. And then we'll switch directions, taking the hips over to the right, back to the left. Coming back through center now. Let's take the left toes and point them toward the left side wall. Extend your right foot back. Reach your right arm towards the ceiling and encourage the right shoulder to stack over the left. Option to reach your right arm towards the front of the room. So the palm can be facing down or it can be facing up. We're just going to access different layers of the fascia, but we want to keep that right shoulder plugged onto the back body wherever you are. Dropping the breath deep down into the right side. Let's create 3 circles here with your right arm, just like a helicopter, weaving that arm bone inside the hips or the shoulder socket. Okay, we'll pause here. Now lift your right leg off the floor and continue to externally rotate the right hip. Continue to flex the right foot, lengthening the back of your neck. Good, warming the core a little bit. Plant that right hand down, right knee meets the floor. Let's take one cat-cow here, breathing in and out. Coming back to center, point your right toes toward the right side of the room. Extend your left leg back, extend left arm to the sky. So taking a moment to feel the belly button scoop in and up towards the crown of the head. Spread the collarbone wide, stack the shoulders. Reaching that left arm forward if it feels good. Perhaps exploring a little flexion, extension of the palm. And we'll helicopter the left arm down, spiraling it 3 times around, lubricating the shoulder joint. And extend your left arm towards the sky. Lift your left leg off the mat in preparation for half moon later on, engaging the core, spreading the heart wide, cultivating the breath. And we'll plant the left foot down, left hand to the mat, returning to tabletop position. We'll tuck the toes under. Lift your knees off the mat. Let's take 3 breaths right here, warming the core. Spread your heart wide. Plug the navel in and up. Breathing through the nose now. Ujjayi. And then lift your hips high and back, downward facing dog. And starting with a soft bend in the knees today. So we can align the hands, the shoulders, and the hips. So they're one long plane of energy. We're feeling the hands drive deep down into the earth. At the same time, feeling the hips lift up and back. Noticing where you feel this in the body. Perhaps melting the heart back. We'll take a deep bend through the right knee and sink the left heel down to the floor. Good. Encourage both hands to root equally into the mat. Hug your left hip towards the right side of the room. And we'll sink the right heel down, bend into the left knee. Hug your right hip towards the left side wall. Reroot each palm. Coming back to center now, we're going to ground all of our strength down into the right hand, especially the inner triad of the palm. So the pointer finger and thumb pad really drive deep. We'll take the left hand and reach towards the right shin bone or ankle, if you can reach that far. And maybe gazing underneath the right armpit. We'll take the left hand back to the mat. The right hand now is going to reach towards left shin. Again, gazing underneath the left arm. Coming back to center, Take a little bend in your knees, gaze forward, spread the heart wide. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and step forward, top of the mat. Ragdoll fold, hold your elbows, drop the head. Sway a little bit side to side. Take a breath in, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale and let it go. Root down to rise up, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back into a plank pose. Squeeze your forearms toward one another. Let's lower our knees to the mat to start. And feel an external rotation of the upper arm bones, like they're rolling away from each other. Scoop the belly in and up. And we're going to move slow motion to lower, keeping the elbows close to the side body. Good. Take a breath into baby cobra. Lengthen your spine forward. Engage the legs, pressing down through the pubis bone. And exhale to lower the chest. This time, tense your fingertips off to either side, just a little bit beyond the shoulders. We'll move a little deeper now, breathing into lengthen and then lift. So focusing on the lengthen before the lift, not going too far as to create any compression in the lower back. So let's lower back down. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Breathing into lift and lengthen. Engage the legs. Exhale, lower. One more time, breathing in and out. And from here, we're going to tent the fingertips just a little wee bit wider and draw the right shoulder towards the center of your mat. Gaze to the left. One breath. Accessing a different area of the shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder to center. Gaze to the right. And breathe. Inhale back to center. Reground your palms beneath your shoulders. Push back through hands and knees. Downward dog. Take a full breath in. Open mouth. Good. Breathe in. Reach your right leg high and back. Exhale, bend the right knee. Peel that hip open. Now reground the right palm as to square the shoulders and root each palm equally. We're feeling an opening come from the right shoulder down through the rib cage, opening that hip. Now notice your left big toe mound and see if that left big toe mound can sink deep into the earth. One more breath. Take the right knee, now paint 3 big circles up in the sky, mobilizing the hip socket, the hip joint. We'll do a little warm up here, breathing in to reach that right leg back, flex the right toes down to the floor. Inhale, exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Pause here, puff the shoulder blades towards the ceiling. Now pivot your left foot to parallel with the back edge of your mat, sending your right leg through, reaching your left arm up and over to a fallen triangle. Completely optional to lift the right leg off the floor. Bring your eyes back to the mat. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. We'll take a deep breath in and out. One more cleansing breath in. Letting go. Breathe in, lengthen your left leg high and back. Exhale to bend that left knee, peel the hip open. Reroot the left palm. Finding moments where we can really notice what's going on in the body, where we're feeling sensation. Sinking the right big toe mound into the earth, turning towards what we feel rather than escaping it. That's how we find our transformation. The left knee is going to circle around. So the heat is transformation. The breath is what will cleanse that energy away. Nice big circles with the left knee. Then we'll press the left heel straight back. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Keep that left leg back. Flex the toes down. Inhale together. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Puff your shoulder blades towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, knee to nose, hollow the belly. Breathe in, lengthen back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow now. Now pivot your right foot back to parallel. Extend your left leg through. Lift your hips and reach that right arm towards the front of the room. And you can flip the palm up if you like. Just keep that right shoulder plugged onto the back body. Completely optional to lift your left leg off the floor for challenge. Good, lead with your gaze. Let's come back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Bend your knees, gaze forward, breathe in. Exhale, step or hop to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let it go. Root down to rise up, arms reach towards the sky. Jali Mudra, exhale. 2 more breaths like that, breathing in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Place your hands onto your hips now. And bring all of your weight into the right foot. Bring the left foot just to a hover. And as slow as you can, we're going to step the left foot back into a high lunge position. So slow motion. Keeping those left toes tucked and the heels stacked over top of the toe mounds. Now the hips want the pelvic bowl to be neutral. So quite often that means gently tilting the tailbone forward, engaging the low belly in and up, protecting the lower back as we come into a nice deep opening through the left hip flexor. Option to reach your arms up. Good. Now the shoulder blades will settle down onto the back body. Continue to feel this right thigh bone pull into its socket. Steady your attention, finding that seed of deep peace, that seed of sukha, sweetness amidst your strength. Let's tent the fingertips above the head today. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, we'll twist to the right. Big inhale, center. 2 more times like that. Exhale, twisting to the right. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, twist. Good, soften the right arm back. Sweep the left arm high. Helicopter your hands around, frame the front foot. Lower the left knee to the mat. Place your hands on top of the right knee to start. Again, relax the shoulders down and back. Feeling the pelvic floor lift to engage low belly. Everything else can soften. Good. Plant your hands to frame the front foot. Curl the left toes under. Lift that left knee off the mat. And we'll step to the top of the mat. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale and bow. Root to rise, arms reach towards the sky. Exhale to center. Place your hands back onto your hips. Send your roots down into the left foot this time. Bring the right foot just above a little hover. So you're like a sloth in the jungle. They move really, really slow. Those left toes are going to scooch back for a nice long stance. Deep bend into the left knee. Again, left thigh bone pulls back, right heel draws forward. When you're ready, coming into your expression. Always checking in on the quality of the breath. Finding fluidity through the breath. We'll tent the fingertips above the head. Keep the shoulder blades relaxed. Take a full inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. So opening like a T. 2 more like that. Breathing in and out. And in and out. Good. Pausing here. Soften your left arm back. Sweep the right arm high. And we will helicopter the hands around to frame the front foot. And we'll step forward again, top of the mat. Take an inhale, half lift. And exhale, let it go. Let's find another ragdoll fold, cradling the elbows. Relax the head heavy. And just imagine a waterfall pouring down the spine. You can shake the head a little bit. Yes, no, I don't know. It's okay not to know. We'll come into a little bit more of an active forward fold here. So we'll take our first and middle fingers, hook them around the big toes. We'll start with a little bend in the knees here to start. And we want a nice long spine and an engaged belly. So we're threading the heart forward and then slowly begin to press your sits bones high, shifting your weight into the big toe mounds. So you shouldn't feel any discomfort in the lower back. If you do, keep a bend in your knees. You can explore bending your right knee and then your left. Coming back to center now. Let's take an inhale breath, reach your arms up high. Exhale to heart center. Place your hands onto your hips. We're going to come into another balancing sequence here. So starting with toppling tree pose, we'll root down through your left foot. And if you like to use a block in your half moon, have that ready for you out front. You could also use some sort of prop at home. Point your right toes back. Square your hips and shoulders forward. So we're keeping the hips squared. And slowly begin to hinge just like a teeter-totter. We're finding length draw through the crown of the head. Simultaneously, the right foot presses back. So you can flex the toes towards the mat. You can also cultivate a floint. It's a balance between a point and a flex. There's still a nice activation here through the right quads. We're not losing any engagement. We can keep the hips squared. Now to begin the journey through half moon, the left fingertips start at the mat or on a block. This is where your block comes in handy. The right hand is placed onto the right hip and begin to roll that right hip open. Some of you might go fast, some of you might be in baby steps, that's okay. The right arm may reach towards the sky. So wherever you're at, you can choose to pause and stay. If you want to challenge yourself today, we may float the left fingertips off the floor. And encouraging the heart wide. Take the left hand to the floor. Let's take a standing scissors now. Reach the right leg high and back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with a long spine. Begin to melt the heart back. And we'll step the right toes down to the floor. Take a deep breath in halfway and let it go. Root to rise, arms reach towards the sky. Exhale, heart center. Pause. Just find that balance between your strength and your softness. We'll place the hands back at the hips. Send roots down into the right foot. Engage this right leg. Point your left toes back. And square the hips, shoulders forward. We'll slowly begin lowering the chest, lifting the left leg in a nice long plane. The arms float back, palms face down. Focus your eyes on something not moving. Cultivate the breath. Committing to where you're at. Moving into our half moon shape, the left hand comes to the hip, the right hand comes either to a block or the floor. Find the block to be really handy. Begin to slowly spiral that left leg open. I like to tent my fingertips. Some of us may bring the left arm towards the sky. If you're really wobbly, you can also do this against a wall. To challenge yourself, you may float the right fingertips off the floor. 2 more breaths. Bring your eyes back to the mat. We'll step back into a forward fold. Breathe. We'll root to rise. Take your arms up towards the sky. Again, heart center. Place your feet mat width apart, and we're going to make the feet duck-footed. So we're externally rotating the feet. We're going to sit down into our yogi squat. Now, for some of us, this can be very intense. You may want to sit onto a block. You may be sitting right on the mat. That's okay. Connect the heels of your hands together and feel the palms press into one another. As you breathe in, feel the heart float like a balloon toward the thumbs. As you breathe out, relax the shoulder blades toward the tail. You can close your eyes for a moment here. Just be witness to sensation with patience. And completely optional to come into crow pose if you'd like to explore just a little balance today. So in our crow pose, we want the toes to come inward a little bit. We're flaring the fingers out really wide. Again, we're creating that same strength of the arms as we do in our chaturanga. Forearms squeeze inward. Upper arm bones are going to externally rotate. Those funny, humorous bones. Yoga joke. And we're going to shift our weight forward. This first stage here, you might just play with rocking back and forth a little bit. And rather than thinking of your head going down, we want to think of the spine and the crown of the head reaching forward. Then you may lift one toe off the floor at a time, and then maybe both toes come off the mat. We'll stay here for 10 more minutes. Again, sorry for the bad jokes. Bring the hands back to the floor. We're going to lift the hips back up. Hands come onto the hips. Slow inhale and come all the way up. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Big breath in and out. Take a breath in now. Reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands come to the hips. Root down through the left foot. Float the right knee up 90 degrees. Open the right knee. Find a space above or below the knee joint. Anjali Mudra. Our hands are at the heart. We want to connect with the heart as the organ, as a sensation. Emanate out from there. If you want to grow your tree today, go ahead. Thinking of your favorite tree out in nature. We'll take the hands back to the hips. We're going to create a figure 4 shape with the legs. The right ankle sits on top of the left knee. And bring your hands to prayer. Sit your hips back. This is the same stretch that we get in our pigeon pose. We're combining a little bit of activity with it. If you want more sensation, the hips get lower. The heart may come down a little deeper. 2 more breaths. We'll slowly stand up, set the foot down, big breath in and out. Place your hands onto your hips, root through the right foot, float the left knee up and open, Vrikshasana. Feel an opposing force between the right leg and the left foot. The eyes of the hips stare and square forward. Shoulders can relax. Keeping your attention, your mind focused inward. Slowly, hands come to the hips. Place the left ankle on top of the right knee. Sit back into an imaginary chair. Hands up, prayer. Again, you can explore the hips coming lower, the heart moving a little deeper. And then nice and slow coming back to standing. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good, 1 more breath. Inhale together, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands float down to frame the front foot. Step your left foot back, lower that right knee down to the mat. Ground your left palm onto the floor. We're going to heel toe this right foot wide. Place the right hand onto the inner knee. Spiral the chest open, perhaps rotating onto the baby toe blade of the right foot. Staying here is perfect. If you want a little bit more, left knee bends, right hand reaches back. So Patanjali, one of the great yogi sages, said that yoga is chitta vritti nirodha, which just means it's the calming of the fluctuations of the mind. It doesn't really matter how flexible you are, just calm the mind and you're there. Let's gently release the right foot down. Heel toe this right foot a little closer inward into a dragon pose. You're more than welcome to stay on your hands here, or you can place your hands onto blocks or elbows onto blocks. Lots of options. Maybe the elbows make it to the floor. Continue to thread the spine forward. Keep the left toes extending back. Let's tap into a lion's breath to really release anything no longer serving today. So deep inhale through the nose. Stick out your tongue, let it go. 2 more like that.
Good, place your hands onto the mat. Move that block out of the way. We're going to heel toe this right foot now over to the side and place your left hip on the mat. And bring your right hand back behind you. Now continue to feel the heart square towards the right side now, flexing the left foot. We're going to move through a little motion here. So we're going to drive the right foot deep into the floor and take an inhale to reach that right arm up and over. 2 more like that. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. One last time, breathing in and out. Beautiful. Walk this right foot back towards center, framing the front foot. Tuck your left toes under. We'll step forward to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Inhale. Let it go. Step your left foot back now. Lower that right knee down to the floor. Ground the right palm underneath the shoulder. Heel toe this left foot wide. Place the left hand to the inside of the knee. Soften through the hips. This left shoulder is going to sit onto the back body. Here is perfect. If you're coming for more, bend the right knee. Reach that left hand back for the foot. Dropping down into the body, being witness the sensations as they arise, washing the breath down into those tense areas. Release the foot. If you're holding it, we'll plant the palms back under the shoulders. Heel toe this left foot back so it is now pointing forward. Staying right here is perfect in this pose. We want to avoid rounding the spine. That could put some pressure on the lower back. So we want to keep the heart broad, the shoulders back, and then perhaps playing with the depth. Again, just trusting where you're at today. We don't want to experience pain in the body. You want a space where you can still maintain a steady breath. You can find that seed of deep peace. Just a seed is all you need. Let's find our lion's breath. 3 times today. Deep inhale through the nose. Stick out your tongue. 2 more. Good. Natural breath. And slowly migrate out of the pose. Back to the palms. Again, we will heel toe this left foot. So now the left toes are pointing to the left side wall. We'll lower the right hip down to the mat, flex the right foot, and take your left hand back behind you. Feeling the collarbone broaden. And we'll come into our little movement today. Big breath in, lift the hips, push down through the left foot, reach the left arm forward, exhale and lower back down. 2 more just like that. Inhale, exhale. One more time, breathe in and out. This time we're going to just simply heel toe this left foot back towards the right leg. Now we're facing the other way, down onto our sit bones. We'll extend the legs forward. Peel the fleshy part away from the sitting bones. Flex your toes towards the sky. If you have any lower back tension, any sciatic issues, keep a little bend in the knees and continue to engage that Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. So that means the pelvic floor lifts and contracts, the navel scoops in and up. This is going to keep support in that pelvic bowl. Arms reach, breathing in. Exhale, coming forward. Maybe holding the feet. Maybe the hands just rest on your shins. We're feeling the thigh bones draw back into the sockets of the hips. At the same time, the shin bones are going to weave right through the soles of the feet, reaching them forward. Now take your right hand over to the small edge of the left foot. We're going to lift this left leg, draw a bow and arrow to the left. Take an inhale, sit up really tall. Exhale and twist. Perhaps gazing to the left arm. Press the left heel forward, accessing the IT band. We'll come back to center now. Release that left leg down. Take your left hand now, reach for the outer edge of the right foot. We'll pick up this right leg, open your right arm to the side wall. Take an inhale, sit up really tall. Exhale, roll the right shoulder back, push the right heel forward, perhaps gazing over the right fingertips. And we'll release, coming back to center. We'll lower down onto our backs from here. And take your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug and a rock. Perhaps circle the lower back around. Let's part the knees open wide. Just let the knees be heavy. And plant your feet onto the floor. Let's slide the hips to the right, knees to the left into a supine twist. I like to encourage my shoulder girdle to the left, to the same direction my knees are going. This will help to stack the hips in the center line of my body, so our twist can move even deeper into the thoracic spine. Gazing a little to the right, if that's okay, on the neck. Let the shoulders melt. So we're merging deeply into our softness, our sukha, sweetness. Amidst the sweetness is the eye of strength, a seed of strength. Coming back to center now, place the feet on the mat. Let's slide the hips now toward the left edge, knees to the right. Scooch the shoulders to the right. The arms open like a T, maybe gazing to the left. It's okay on your neck. Noticing the force of gravity and surrender to that. Coming back to center, plant your feet onto the floor, hips to neutral. If there's any last movement your body craves before Shavasana, feel free to do that. When you're ready, stretch out into your final rest, tilting the tail down, the shoulders under, closing down the eyes. In the same way We notice that when there's a lot of people swimming in the lake here in Kelowna, we live on a beautiful lake, and it can get silty and muddy because it's busy and active. And then through the nighttime, all of that silt and sand settles down, down, down to the bottom of the lake. In the morning, you notice that the water is really clear, really still. Completely letting go of time, letting go of what's next, letting go of what you look like. Noticing the heartbeat inside your chest. And take a moment to acknowledge how hard that heart is working to keep you alive. The intelligence of the heart that it knows just when to beat all by itself. We'll close our practice today by placing the hands over the heart. Take a moment of gratitude, perhaps thinking about somebody that you love or somebody in your life that might need extra love, and dedicating your practice to them. You can stay laying down. Close our practice sharing Om today. You're welcome to join in. Let's take a deep breath in for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.